Months before the start of the 1955 season, an announcement was made that gave Seattle new hope.
The last 16 years, Freddie, since we've directed the affairs of the Seattle Rainiers Baseball Club, we've engaged a number of managers. But I tell you this from my heart, we've never been so impressed with the fact that we have a manager that Seattle will love and that will do great things for baseball in this town and this league.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Sick. It is indeed a great pleasure to come back to Seattle. And I certainly hope that we can give the people of Seattle the type of baseball that they will enjoy seeing.
Traveling down 4th Avenue and onto University, thousands watched as the parade unfolded beneath the marquee of the Metropolitan Theater. It was a dream come true for die-hard Rainiers fans. After 16 years in the majors as player and manager, Fred Hutchinson returned to a hero's welcome, and the lackluster attitude towards the Rainiers changed in an instant.
What Emil Sick did was to make sure that Seattle got what Fred Hutchinson wanted. He had to promise to bring in players. So at the beginning of the season, he brought in a number of players that hadn't been there before.
Dewey and Fred really went into action. I think they made something like 82 player changes, deals. And that was exciting because they were always working at it.
Spring training in Palm Springs was filled with a number of fresh faces. First baseman Bill Glynn, shortstop Leo Righetti, and hustling outfielder Bobby Balsina. Popular veteran catcher Ray Ortega, a respected leader on the diamond for Seattle, helped work in new Rainier hurlers, including Lou Cretlow and reliever Bill Kennedy. The 1955 season opened on the road for the Rainiers against the Oakland Oaks and the Hollywood Stars. Working with a variety of lineups, Hutch managed to return home with the team at 500 and in 4th place. Rainiers fans greeted their return with huge fanfare and filled Sick Stadium hours before the first pitch. In their home opener against Sacramento, Seattle destroyed the Solons in a 14-3 rout. Rainier batters tagged Solon pitchers for 35 runs over the course of the series, winning 6 of 7. In their next contest, the Suds took 5 games from the San Diego Padres and climbed their way into first. Hutch's competitive fire as a player proved equally strong as a manager. Expecting no less from his team, he both demanded and inspired greater performances from his players.
I was lucky to be named Bat Boy in 1955. I got a chance to see people that were icons and see that they were human beings. Fred Hutchinson as a manager, to me, was a teacher. He was a student of the game. He understood not just statistics, but he understood the individuals behind the statistics. He played hunches. I watched a number of managers come and go, and he did the things that he thought were right within the flow of a game.
One of Hutch's prized outfielders and a favorite among Seattle's younger fans was number 12, the Filipino fly chaser. Bobby Balsina was the first and only Filipino playing in professional baseball. A tenacious leadoff hitter with blinding speed on the base paths, Hutch described him as one of those rare players who gives you 100% all the way. Equally aggressive was a young fireballer from Wisconsin. Ryan Duran was blessed with a shotgun for an arm and a mind bent on intimidation. Getting his pitches near the plate was the job of pitcher-coach Larry Jansen, a former New York Giant.
We used him a lot in relief because he threw so hard. And so he would warm up on the sidelines and he'd always say, well, Larry, now when I go to the mound, the first pitch I throw off the mound now is going to be able to catch its head up against the backstop. That ought to scare him.
The Rainiers hovered between first and second through June, helped by a 10-game winning streak that included a sweep of San Francisco at home. Rainier right-hander Lou Cretlow found his own stride, winning 11 straight games. For the rest of the season, the Rainiers and the Angels were locked in a heated battle for the top spot. the drama of the season was further heightened when Los Angeles came to town for the final series of 1955, a series that would decide the pennant.
Fred Hutchinson pressed all of the walking wounded into service last night in an effort to muster the greatest possible right-handed hitting lineup against the Angels' port-sided starter. The Angels threatened ace Lou Cretlow time and again, but could not put a mark on the scorecard till the 8th inning. By that time, Leo Righetti had driven 3 Hutchmen across the plate. Kennedy's leadoff walk in the 9th inning had Rainiers fans squirming in their seats. But the next 2 halos went down on strikeouts, and the final out grounded to third sacker Zernia. 3-1, the Rainiers nabbed the PCL pennant and bedlam erupted.
Players were all jumping up and down and hugging each other and all of that, and it was a great game. I mean, as baseball should be played.
Pandemonium. It was really exciting. The party afterwards, I have never seen the like of since, and I don't think I ever will again.
All of the team and the media and everything were there, and it was a gala party that went on until about 7 in the morning.
With the return of their local hero and a winning team, Rainiers fans once again proved their enthusiasm for the game, leading the entire league in attendance, a feat achieved despite the televised broadcast of every home game. But the advent of television also marked the end of an era. In 1956, Leo Lassen resigned over a contract dispute. After a brief return to the mic in 1959, he left the airwaves for good. Leo Lassen had been the voice of Seattle baseball for over 25 years. No man had done more to spread the thrill and excitement of the game.
It's a high fly back to the left field wall. Back, and it's over.
The 1956 season would also see Fred Hutchinson absent from the roster. Just as it had when he was a rookie player, Hutch's success in Seattle quickly drew attention from the major leagues. This time, the St. Louis Cardinals called Hutch back east to skipper their team. Seattle pinned its hopes for the 1957 season on legendary manager Lefty O'Doul. The San Francisco skipper had tutored Ted Williams, 3 DiMaggio brothers, and a host of other rising stars. The Rainiers, however, ended the season in 5th place. The situation grew even worse in the off-season, with news that threatened the very survival of the Coast League. Faced with rumors that the Brooklyn Dodgers and the New York Giants were moving west, Emil Sick held a press conference.
Oh, if they both move, it means the utter extinction of our league as such, because in the case of San Francisco, it knocks out Sacramento, and Los Angeles knocks out Hollywood. That takes the 4 out of the middle, leaves we 3 at the top and 1 at the bottom, and there'd be no more Coast League.
I thought it was a stab in the back myself. The ballplayer. A lot of the players said, well, maybe they'll make it the 3rd major league. Well, they haven't done it.
The Pacific Coast League had been what was called open classification. It was higher than AAA. And today it would have been a major league. Those players were major league in caliber. Something changed between 55, 6, 7, 8, and 59. So the excitement was, people looked forward to it, but it wasn't the same thing. They never got back to the crowds they had before.
The 1958 season ended with the Rainiers alone in the cellar, with the lowest attendance of the team's 20-year history. One bright note was the stellar offense of Veda Pinson. With his streaking speed and consistent bat, he was an instant Seattle favorite and would later amass over 2,700 hits in the majors. After 6 years of protecting home plate and gunning down runners, Ray Ortega would finally call it quits. In an attempt to reclaim success, Sick convinced Fred Hutchinson to give Seattle another shot. Hutch managed for a few months of the '59 season, but was promptly called to the Cincinnati Reds, which he would take to the 1961 World Series. The only PCL record broken by the Rainiers in '59 would be a marathon game against the newly included Phoenix Giants. Seattle triumphed after 21 innings and 6 hours of play. To spark some offensive excitement for the 1960 season, new general manager Cedric Tallis moved the home plate of Sick Stadium 15 feet closer to the outfield fence. Slugger Joe Taylor responded by hitting 30 home runs to lead the Rainiers. But such tinkering could not rejuvenate the franchise, and the team finished fourth. After a long and difficult period of consideration, Sick announced the sale of his beloved Rainiers to the Boston Red Sox, who would use the team as a farm club. The big-hearted brewer, who had held on through several money-losing seasons, simply stated it just wasn't much fun anymore. For 3 months in 1961, the Boston-owned Rainiers led the league, but the Red Sox called up 3 key players from the roster, and the Rainiers quickly dropped out of contention.
They now just use this as a place to put somebody.
That was the beginning of the end of the Coast League as we knew it, and the interest changed. The players didn't have the continuity that we were so used to. And of course, major league teams, we get broadcasts with the major league teams and that sort of thing. That certainly contributed to the demise of the minor league popularity.
Although Coast League ball lacked the popularity it enjoyed in its heyday, several players managed to give fans a taste of the Rainiers' hustling style of baseball. In 1962, Jim Rivera returned from a 10-year major league career to join one of the league's fastest players, Rainier outfielder Dave Mann.
I was perhaps at the fastest that I'd ever been in my life. I had the pleasure, actually, of hitting a inside the park home run the very first game that I played with the Rainiers in 1961.
While standout players still put on a great show for Seattle fans, the Rainiers could not sustain a winning franchise as a Red Sox farm club. For 1963, attendance averaged less than 1,700 per game. 3 months later, the news got worse. On January 3rd, 44-year-old Fred Hutchinson announced he was battling cancer.
Well, you're feeling fine, and somebody says you have a malignancy and it's cancer, and you just don't know what to think.
True to form, Fred Hutchinson would not back down from the fight. Despite the physical toll of the radiation treatment, he continued to direct the affairs of the Cincinnati Reds. In 1964, Ito Vanni, the former clubhouse boy for the Seattle Indians and Rainier rookie in the team's inaugural year, took the helm of Seattle's PCL club.
I've been in the game for 25 years, and I believe it's a show business as well as a game. As long as we get one more run than the opposition in the last half of the ninth inning, and we're the home club, they can fire cannons out there, they can have wrestling matches, they can have fights, they can have hula dances, they can have anything they want. I'm all for it.
Ito Vanni, with his lifetime of baseball experience, helped along future Red Sox legends Rico Petrocelli, Wilbur Wood, and Jim Lonborg. In the off-season, Gene Autry's California Angels bought the franchise and renamed the team to reflect the parent club. Despite Vanni's championship season as general manager in '66, the last remaining link to the past had been broken. The era of the Seattle Rainiers had ended. On November 11th, 1964, during the quiet of the off-season, the announcement came that Fred Hutchinson had ultimately lost his final battle.
He was a person that had an impact and an effect on you. My belief was that he was going to beat it. He didn't. We're all the sorrier for it.
He was such a presence in the city that it was very depressing.
It's like losing a very good friend, yeah. Yeah.
Within days of Hutchinson's death, one of Freddie's oldest admirers also passed away. A mere novice to the game of baseball, Emil Sick took a bankrupt franchise and turned it into a team of champions. It was a gift to the people of Seattle, who anticipated its opening every spring. But Emil's civic spirit stretched beyond the walls of the landmark he built. His leadership and generosity left Seattle a legacy that included the King County Blood Bank, the Museum of History and Industry, and a completed St. Mark's Cathedral. In 1938, he pledged to give Seattle the best baseball possible. Emil Sick kept his word. Over the past 4 years, Dewey Soriano had been working behind the scenes, leading the effort to bring a major league franchise to Seattle. In 1969, the American League and local baseball fans welcomed the Seattle Pilots to the Northwest. Renovations to turn Sick Stadium into a major league park began immediately. Work on additional bleachers around the outfield and overall facility improvements continued right up to opening day. Seattle fans witnessed Major League Baseball in their own backyard for the first time. It was a hard-fought season for the Pilots, but in the end, they finished 6th. Despite drawing 150,000 more fans than any Rainiers season, Major League Baseball ruled that the Pilots were underattended and underfinanced, and moved the team to Milwaukee. To avoid a lawsuit, Major League Baseball promised Soriano that Seattle would be granted another team in the next expansion. On April 6, 1977, Northwest baseball fans filed into the newly completed Kingdome to welcome their Seattle Mariners.
This is the moment we have waited for, and it's my pleasure to introduce and to work with in this first season ever, a great gentleman, Dave Niehaus.
Thank you, Ken Wilson. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the initial voyage of the Seattle Mariners' Diego Segui. The first pitch in history is a strike, taken at the knee by Jerry Remy, leading it off. And the crowd roars, and the plate umpire, Bill Haller.
It was just a huge part of everybody's life. For me personally, I just caught on and just couldn't let go. I just couldn't get enough of it, and I still can't.
I couldn't wait to be on the same field as the Seattle Rainiers. They were childhood heroes. Still are.
Many times I lay in bed at night and I can see a pitch that the pitcher got me out on, and I'd say, here I'm 80 years old. I said, if that guy was thrown at me tomorrow, I'd change my style and I'd hit that guy.
In present-day Seattle, there are few landmarks that remind us of the city's early attachment to the national pastime. What was once a hometown game has become an international industry. But the game at its heart remains the same. The ties that connect us to our baseball past have faded, yet the foundation laid by Seattle's baseball pioneers and the city's faithful can be felt every time a fan enters today's ballpark. Emil Sick and his team gave new life to local baseball, transforming Seattle into the envy of the Pacific Coast League. With a lineup rooted in the neighborhoods of its hometown, unmatched in competitive spirit, the Seattle Rainiers sparked a passion that turned a community into a baseball town. Over their 27-year run, Rainiers baseball gave Seattle an early winning tradition and a singular focus of hometown pride. It gave the community a gathering place, a common ground where the burdens of the week could be exchanged for a bleacher seat on a warm summer afternoon. For the players who took the field at Sick Stadium and the legions of fans who cheered them to victory, there is nothing that could mean more to Seattle baseball than the Seattle Rainiers.
Curveball, a high foul over the left to the right. It was a breaking pitch, and he fouled it off. It might have been the slider. It's 2 strikes and a ball. You can see the break on it clear up here.
And here comes a pitch, And there it goes, back.
Back.
It's a deep drive going back.
And it's over. Oh, baby, was that one ever hit.
Up in the pitch. Third ball, a line drive at the third base, and he knocks it down. He gets to his feet, over to first base, and he's out. Beautiful play. Canterbury eyes the catcher. He's in position to pitch. The southpaw is ready. And delivers. It's a ground ball, hopping the shortstop right at him on a short bounce over to second. He's out over to first base, and he's out. It's a double play. A ground ball, third base takes it in the whip of the glove. Nice play. Over to first base. He's out. A sharp runner off for Cosby's left side. Took a jump to his left. Came up with the ball. A short bounce. A hard hit ball right in the whip of the glove. Took a little run to his left towards second base and threw him out easily. That's the second out. In position to pitch to look at first. There's the fourth ball in the foul. And hit the umpire right in the midriff. If you've never been hit by a foul ball, you don't know what you've missed. 2 strikes and a ball. There's a line drive in the center field. It's in there for the base. Hit the ball. Rolling. And there goes Gary way back after the ball. Scoops it up and knocked it. Well, he knocked it down anyway. The runner's in and Morris on the side.